We have a lot of questions about your work and would like to talk to all of you for the crit. Mark and Peregrine, let's start with your pieces.
We both started off with photographs that Mark took of himself. He has a scar in the middle of his body that really scared me when I first saw it, and he said, I'm really at peace with the scar.
When I was 18, I had a condition that I was unaware of, and so I wasn't treating it, and essentially my stomach exploded, and I had 24 hours left to live.
Can we see your scar?
Sure. Well, this is part of it anyways. So yeah, it's healed so much that I don't even think about it. And I've seen people, cringe when they see it. But wanting to be a good teammate, I wanted to go along with her idea.
I don't want to overlook how important and huge a step it really was for you to make autobiographical work and address this scar. On the other hand, this is a very literal and blunt interpretation.
Yeah. Yeah. For a theme as big as heaven and hell, I expected more out of this.
What I would say, it's neither heaven nor hell, but it's more like limbo. And that could be a growing problem for me.
Now, do you feel that you both had to compromise in a way?
I definitely gave myself to her idea of the subject.
Peregrine, you look uncomfortable. Do you have something you want to say?
It was hard. He really could have given me more to work with.
I didn't want to tell my story, but she did sway me to take 2 images of myself like this, which I kind of had a hard time with.
Artists, do you guys have anything to say?
Yeah, and this is my problem with your work, is that you play it safe. And the thing that I like about Peregrine's piece is she took her materials and came to your side. And it seems like you just inserted, yeah, here I am.
Artists? No? Okay. Thank you. Let's move on. All right, Miles and Jacqueline, what was your approach to male and female?
We decided to address the aspect of control in our work, so I chose to make a piece about masculine form of losing control, and she chose to make a piece about a feminine aspect of gaining control.
What does it reveal about female control?
Learning to accept your body and take control of your own desires.
So what act are you performing in this painting?
It's a sexual act.
So you were masturbating?
Yeah.
I feel like you have some other issues that you're trying to sort out about how you feel about yourself, but then I think this worked great together. This piece is not literal, and that allows me to contemplate what's going on here.
Miles, can you elaborate a little bit more on your piece that you did?
The thing that I really wanted to represent was freezing this kind of moment in time right after this aggressive act of hitting a wall.
Have you ever put your hand through a wall?
Yeah, I have.
I think it's important for us to ask these questions about how autobiographical these works are. So, Miles, do you punch walls? And you say, yes, you have. Jackie, do you masturbate standing up?
I have, sure.
So it's honest work.
Yeah, it's honest.
Because they're so big and because there are 2 of them, it doesn't feel like they're a collaboration. I think maybe it looks like you kind of discussed things and superficially tied them together with materials, but it doesn't look like there was a meeting of the minds.
I actually like the male and female thing being separate. I actually got off on that, thinking, yeah, they're in other worlds. We can't get together.
Thank you, Miles. Thank you, Jacqueline. Let's move on. Abdi and Nicole, tell us about chaos and order.
I took order. How I interpreted this was that being part of that machine and existing in these preconditioned terms. Wake up, go to work, get engaged, get married. These things that are set up in our social structure and just the freedoms that we think we have, but might not be that exact reality.
Real focus came to the project when we started interpreting it through Socrates' allegory of the cave. Once you exit the cave, this black hole in the center, you enter this world of the unknown, of the chaotic.
We're looking at you.
I can make an argument for order. Overall, it kind of comes off as a little rinky-dink. The painting doesn't represent chaos. This is a completely ordered painting.
I'm really having a hard time seeing the correlation between the 2 of them. Your painting looks like this green coral that's turning into the Incredible Hulk, and I don't really see chaos in it.
I don't like how you handled the cave in this piece. When you explain it, I'm trying to see it, and it's a struggle for me.
I find that the painting is unoriginal, uninspired, and amateurish. I'm beginning not to trust your vision itself.
Can I ask a question? What things would you like to see in the work?
The fact that you're even asking for advice is the wrong approach. You should just be asking yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We need some time to discuss what we just heard. You can head up to the studio until we call you back.
Intense. That was so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I shouldn't even have painted that.
They put you in the most vulnerable position you've probably been put in artistically, right?
Yeah, definitely.
If there was an answer, the answer is you just got to do what you got to do.
Okay, judges, how do we think the artist did with this challenge?
I like that they had to deal with big ideas, so accidentally their own idea of themselves would start to come through.
Let's start with Heaven and Hell. How do we feel Mark and Peregrine did?
I was disappointed. I felt like it was the most obvious approach.
I think that they both failed in a sense by going for the simple answer to heaven and hell, a sort of a light image and a dark one. Really, that's pretty first level thinking. While both failed, I felt that Mark is showing me a lack of imagination.
I liked that he used himself for the first time. He addressed this issue of his scar, but then again, on the other hand, he just symbolized his scar with, again, kind of a cliche radiating light.
There's more to read into Peregrine's piece, and there's really what you see at first with Mark is all you're gonna get.
Right, but Peregrine's piece is terribly unfinished, underdeveloped. It's got a mess on it. The things that stick out, even she knows, are sort of ridiculous and no good. A lot of times we make mistakes we don't know until after we've made them.
Okay, let's move on to male and female. How do you feel Miles and Jacqueline did with that?
I definitely felt like there was a conversation between Jacqueline and Miles's piece, seeing the scar that's left behind from this action and mark making that Miles talked about. Jacqueline spoke to this idea that she was pleasuring herself, but there was something very tormented or twisted about it that I found intriguing.
These are two very strong pieces. Weak collaboration.
I like Miles' sculpture a lot. It takes a simple, dumb idea and deconstructs it. It kept me looking.
How do we feel Nicole and Abdi did?
I think this was the toughest of the three challenges. Order and chaos. How do you tackle that?
It tackles you.
Yes.
Well, I think that Nicole had some trouble. I think that the thing presents as a toy. It doesn't really work, and I don't think that has anything to do with order.
I liked that it's the only piece that required us to interact with it. It just fell short in its presentation.
So how do we think order worked with chaos?
I don't think there was any chaos in this collaboration. It gave me a sense of order, actually. There's a sense of gravity. There's a horizon. It's a landscape.
Abdi's saying that it was supposed to be the mouth of this cave.
Yeah.
I did not get that at all, even after he explained it.
It doesn't read as anything except maybe a black spot in the painting. It doesn't take you anywhere, doesn't tell you anything about anything.
So we have a big decision to make. Who are we sending home?
I've got 3 people in trouble tonight in my mind. Deep trouble.
We asked you to clearly communicate 2 opposing themes while telling one cohesive story. We feel that one team succeeded at doing both. Congratulations, Miles and Jacqueline. You made a true work of art.
Thank you for creating work that made me spend time with it.
I'm really glad that they had teams win instead of an individual person, because the piece that we made, we really worked on being cohesive.
Thank you both. You can head up to the studio.
Thank you.
We're thrilled. We worked very hard and we worked well together. I'm just so motivated to keep moving forward, make it to the finale, and win the competition.
Yeah, that feels good.
I'm happy.
The only rule in art is what works, and none of your pieces did.
Abdi, Nicole, your pieces weren't cohesive. Abdi, we think the failure lies with you. The painting was amateurish, and for chaos, all we got was control.
Mark, Peregrine, your version of heaven and hell was obvious. Your piece was safe and uninspired. But Mark, we feel the fault lies with you.
Abdi, Mark, one of you is going home. Mark, your work of art didn't work for us.
Thank you very much for the opportunity that you've given me. It's been a pleasure to meet all of you.
Thank you.
You can all head back to the studio. Good luck, Mark.
Overall, the judges repeated a lot of the same things they've told me before so long. And if I didn't listen and my work failed because of that, that's my fault. I think some of the artists here really respect me. I have 100% of faith in you. And I think the other half think I'm a no-talent hack. But I'm proud of what I've achieved and how far I've come. And I know that I've grown a lot and I've seen a lot of things that I never would have seen otherwise. This is a great opportunity. So thanks. That's all I've got.